Okay, great morning. Continuing on, let me grab cards here. And I want to pull cards and see about 45. There'll be other charges coming down? Now, we know that he's being indicted, and we're all really happy about that. Yeah, yesterday was a a day of ups and downs. Losing little Manamu was tragic, and then hearing that 45 has been indicted was, raise the roof happiness that it's finally coming down. But this is only for the documents thing. So I want to pull cards on this. What about January 6th? What's happening with that? Is he going to also be charged with stuff from January 6th? Fairylands. Okay. So, now, I don't know about the Fairylands, if it has to do with their side, that he's in Fairylands to think that it's not coming, or is it Fairylands to think that any charges would ever come down for this fool when it comes to January 6th? Is that just too much of a stretch? Do we have to just be content with this theft of documents? Let's see. At the center of it, we have facing losses. Okay. Well, we know that he's got losses coming down the pike. We're all thrilled about that. Going into it, we have the nightmare. Okay, nightmare scenario. We have new things coming up. The challenge is a victory, wanting more victories. And we have the clarification of the Repugly Ugly Party. Above these losses, we have things hung up, turned upside down, and moving forward. So let's see what we have. Well, looks like they are still on the path with the burden of 45 when it comes to, so I think that they're still looking into it. But there's just so much more stuff that they have to deal with when it comes to 45. Okay, let's pull our other cards and see if we can make full sense of this. So we have, going into it, this nightmare scenario of wanting this new thing also to be coming down the pike. We've got the opening for that, the pathway, discrimination. So they're still looking into things, discrimination about the January 6th things, wanting to have these things transformed. So still a nightmare scenario, and looks like it's still going forward. Yeah, people are still investigating it. And when it comes to the challenge of the victory with the Repugly Uglies, we have generosity. So this would have to do with their donors and the doorway. with their donors. So let's see if we can make, underneath of it all, though, we have the heavy wheel of karma turning. Still having to hold on to the information that they have. So, fairylands. Well, the fairies are where? They're in the library with all this information. We've got the White Rabbit, we've got all these books. So I think that they are just at this point in there with all of this information, trying to sort it out, trying to walk the journey, and still carrying the burden of bringing other charges to 45. So what we have, let's break it down. In the center of it all, we have facing losses. Above it, we have this dark path, tough journey that's there, that's happening. We have things being overturned, hung up, moving forward when it comes to 45. Okay. There is the nightmare scenario. We're looking for more opportunities, pathways to open up when it comes to 45 and the rest of his cohorts. So I think in the January 6th thing, we've got more people that will be indicted as well. Okay, so above it we have the burden, and the challenge is the victory. Okay, a victory. They're still having people working on opening this up, the doorway. And we have discriminating about this generosity, about transforming. We have those in the Republic Ugly Party, the donors. Still, we'll have to look at if they're still going to continue to fuel this drama when it comes to 45. So that's what I get for this. Well, it's kind of just saying that they've got lots and lots of material to go through when it comes to January 6th. And, of course, the Republic Ugly donors are going to try to continue to fund money into these delusional ones like 45 that want to run, because that's their bread and butter. When they get some criminal into office like 45, then he's a puppet that they can manipulate and get what they want. So they would be happy to tear down the U.S. They don't care about, because they only care about themselves and their finances. That's it, their power. And America be damned, basically. They just don't give a rat's ass about America at all. So we'll have to see what happens. We've got a lot more work when it comes to the January 6th things. Now, don't forget, we do have Fani Willis, though, that is going to bring up RICO charges, okay, running a criminal enterprise and getting ready to charge them with that. So let's pull cards on the one coming down from Fani Willis and what's going to happen in that case for running RICO criminal organization. Above it, it's about all their secrets of trying to manipulate. And there's so much that is going to come down when it comes to the RICO charges that Fani Willis is going to bring against Trump and his cohorts. So it's not just Trump that's going to be indicted in that. So let's see what we have. At the center of it, we have, it's moving forward, okay, looking towards the future. Going into it, we have the timing, the wheel of karma is turning. What we have now is the whole family, okay? So this is more than, again, just 45 that is coming down the pike on this. Don't forget, we also have the Trump family coming. It's going to be indicted when it comes to New York as well. That is still coming up. The challenge is we're still looking at these investigations, and to rapidly move forward, it has to do with payoffs and who is doing what when, and all their lies and fishtails. So above it we have the whole cup of abominations, when deals with the past and the things that they tried to manipulate, the hidden things that they tried to get away with. Again, secrets, hidden things, when it comes to the election fraud, etc. And I think that this also has to do with what's going on in New York as well. We have a criminal enterprise as well, with so many things that they've done corruptly. So when it comes to the moving forward and the whole family of it, we're looking at all their deception, okay? I mean, this is just, it's spread so, with so many things coming up. Fani Willis, New York, then we have this other one, practicality, okay? So they're doing whatever measures they can, practical measures. I think a lot of this has to do with the New York one too, coming after that whole crime family of deception. What was done also from the election fraud and trying to overturn the election, and then also the other fraud in New York that they've done as a family of criminals. Okay, so we have, when it comes to the investigation and moving that forward rapidly, the challenge of that, we have that path that's going forward, it's continuing to move, and we're looking at all their egotism, all of their, the cock of the walk, thinking that they could just get away with all of this nonsense. Of course, underneath of it all, it's all, destructive. So let's break this down. Going into it, we have this going forward, and they are trying to move this rapidly, still uncovering more and more secrets of the whole Trumpian saga and crime family, whether it's the immediate crime family of Trump, who, don't forget, the daughter now says she's a Kushner, she's not a Trump. Don't come after me, my name's not Trump. Oh, mercy. So we have that moving forward. Okay, we have the wheel is turning, and they are investigating all of the secrets, the things that they've been wanting to keep hidden. We have the whole saga of the Trumpian clan and family, the lies, the manipulations, the cup of abominations from the past that they're dealing with. They're looking at the payoffs and drama that they have done. Okay, they're looking at the deceptive path that these ones have walked and still continue to try to walk. And last but not least, we have the practical egotism, practicality of the drama that they did. So I think, again, this comes down to, just really all the facts about what they did, whether it comes to January 6th, whether it comes to their criminal enterprise of grifting and money laundering and all of that, and then trying to overturn the election by leaning on them like some type of a mob boss, having these Repugly-Uglies call and trying to lean on these officials to overturn the election. So I think, it looks like we still have more that they're working on that's coming down the pike. But we're just going to have to wait to get to the rest of the indictments. But there will be more indictment. It's just endless for 45. He has been a criminal for so long, and we have indictments up the wazoo that are now, like I said before, that once this first domino falls, then they're just going to keep going like a train. You're going to have the whole line of them going down. So that's where we're starting now, thank God. The first indictments are out, and we've got way more to come. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you online. And thank you, everyone, for all your kind comments and the donations and everything for little Mon Amour. And unfortunately, he was born with a birth defect that couldn't be fixed. So we had no option but to not let him suffer anymore. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here, and I'll see you online.